Okay, hi guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to do a little bit on corrective exercise. So a lot of people asking me about what it's for and how we do it. So the best thing to do is just kind of give you an idea of what happens in an assessment, what it means. Today I've got James to help me. He's one of the lads from the gym. So what we'll do is we'll go through what we call an overhead squat assessment, and I'll just cover two of the main sort of points that are interrelated, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so what we're going to do is what we call an overhead squat assessment, which is just a good indicator of flexibility and functionality around the joints. So what we do is we get James to just stand there towards the camera. James, your feet about shoulder width apart. And what we need to do is we want to turn your toes in so your feet are nice and straight. Kind of imagine your feet are on train tracks. Yeah. Okay, and I want you to put your arms up by your ears. And what we're going to do, nice and steady, you're just going to squat down, almost like you're sitting down into a chair. Okay, so we're not going too low, just sort of go almost like into a chair and then come back up again. Okay. And then back up. Okay. So James is pretty good because he's quite flexible as a fit young lad. A little bit of a knee wobble going on there, but nothing crazy. What I'm going to do now is tell James to do a deliberate mistake, which is something I see a lot of, especially in clients and athletes. So James, when you squat down now, what we need to do is let your feet, as you come down, just turn out slightly. Okay, so this is a very common mistake that I see. So if you go again, James, let your feet turn out. So what we can see there, as he's come down, his feet have turned out, he's going to come back up. That's basically an indicator that there's going to be a lack of flexibility around the ankle. In terms of corrective exercise, any time we've got an impairment on one particular joint, it's going to affect the joints both above and below it. So chances are, if he has got something on his ankle, there's going to be a problem possibly with his knee, maybe in his hip, and maybe all the way up for the rest of his body as well. Now, kind of going on with that, that's kind of going hand in hand with that. I also see another compensation usually that goes with that. We get James to turn to the side and change the view. So if you straighten your feet up again, James, that's it. Okay. And what we'll do the same thing, but as your feet turn out, what we're going to do as well is I want you to lean forward slightly as well from the hips, okay? So get your back straight, just lean forward from the hips, okay? Okay. So what we see here, we've got kind of a little bit of excessive lean, so we just lean for a little bit more. And when we do the assessment, what we're looking for really is we want the shin bones in alignment, the arms like two parallel lines, diagonally. And what we usually see is if they're tight at the ankle, they'll overcompensate here and lean excessively forward, so he comes back up again, James. So there's an indicator there's a lack of flexibility in the ankle, but we're not entirely sure, so what we need to do is basically take the ankles out of the equation and see if that fixes the problem. So the best way to do that, if I just grab some small weight plates. So put your arms down, James. Right. So what we do, I've just got two little 5k weight plates, and what I'll do is I'll put them under his heels, even lift your feet up. Right, okay, if you turn your heels out, turn your toes straight, put your arms up. Like this saying, I want you to squat down there, try and keep your chest up and your back nice and straight. So there we go. Back up. So what we've done there is basically taking the ankles out of the equation, they haven't got flexed quite as much. And if that fixes the problem, we know that we've identified this problem in the ankle, so we need to work on ankle flexibility to help improve everything else that's going on in them. Okay, so that was just one sort of basic assessment. Normally what I do for clients and athletes that I train, I go through kind of 6 different assessments. And there's kind of various sort of small tests within them as well, which kind of give you an idea of how well their muscles are functioning, how well their joints are functioning, if there's any imbalances or impairments. In terms of kind of athletes, it's very important that they can do this sort of what we call functional movement correctly, so that you're going to prevent injuries further on down the line. There's no point giving sprint drills and high strength drills or 1 rep maxes on the squats if they can't do that normally with body weight. You're just going to leave them open for injury in the long term. So this sort of stuff here is very good for just screening any weak areas, and then, like I say, just prevent any problems in the future. So hopefully you find that a little bit interesting, and hopefully a bit of help to you. If there's any more problems or any questions that you've got on it, feel free to either go to my website or just buzz me an email, and I'll hopefully answer any questions you've got. Okay, cheers guys, thanks.